Jeffrey says there's nothing wrong with fapping.
It's good for you. It reduces your risk of prostate cancer. Just trust me. And watching porn increases your 1 rep max in the gym.
I discovered NoFap around 6 to 7 years ago, and it was hype. Everyone was telling me about all the benefits I'd get. More testosterone, woman attraction, mental clarity, girls will hold eye contact with you. But there was a girl that I had a crush on for like months and months and months. And I'd been on a couple of dates with her. I never even had kissed her, bro. 3, 4, 5 dates. I took her to like a nearby cafe and we got like some frozen drink and just kind of talk and everything. And I had like a major crush on her, even though I hadn't even kissed her once. And then I didn't speak to her for a while. You know, she started sort of like ignoring my requests to like meet up for dates and stuff. Months go by. I'm still kind of thinking about her, but also, you know, trying to move on and thinking about other girls. And I'm invited to this party at the university that I'm going to. And my brother gives me the idea that I should invite her. Now, bear in mind that we hadn't spoke for like 2, 3, 4 months. With my brother's advice, this shitty ass advice, he tells me what to text her. And I texted the most like fruity blue pill shit of like, hey, like, you know, there's a party tonight and I only want to go with you. So if you'd really like to come with me, it'd be such a good time. And yeah, we could. So I sent her like this like cute ass little paragraph, bro. Like, oh, you should come to this party with me. And she literally replies, this has got to be a joke. That fucking hurt. But even then, me and my brother think, okay, what more can we text her? And I text her more like nice shit. Like, you know, you've always been in my mind and I miss you. Like, we used to go on dates and it was so good. You're so cute and everything. And you're the only girl I'm interested in, bro. And she literally says, this is definitely one of your friends texting this, haha. Me and my brother look at each other with this sense of like, yeah, mission failed, we'll get him next time. And I'm pretty sure I ended up texting her like, yeah, my friend stole my phone, haha. We should make a line of the clothing for men who have got bitch tits. 57% of young men have got gynecomastia, have got bitch titties. 50% of men, so 1 in 2, has breasts. Think about how fucked that actually is. That something has went so wrong inside of us that men have started to develop like women would. Something is so entirely wrong. And I think testosterone is just one of those things. I think the psychological subversion, the conditioning that we've been through as young men, not so much, you know, the plastics and the testosterone, but the message that's been implanted into us to be weak and docile and emotional, to open up about our feelings, because that seems like good advice, doesn't it? And then every man who opens up to his girlfriend eventually says, so yeah, like she won't have sex with me anymore. Like, low testosterone is just one of the issues that men are facing. There's 7 things that we're going to speak about today. And the first thing that's destroying your testosterone levels and your ability to feel like a man is actually poor mental health. You might not have considered that. You might have thought that the first thing I was going to say is that you need to fuck more bitches and you need to lift more weights. But when you're in the home at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., there should not be anything in front of you. You shouldn't be watching Andrew Tate motivational podcasts. You shouldn't be watching Andrew Tate shorts. You shouldn't be on TikTok. You shouldn't be watching porn or playing video games. That is not the time to stimulate yourself. So many guys say this, and you might have said this to be honest, and just openly admit, have you coped like this? Because a lot of guys say at the end of a hard day, they want to unwind by watching their favorite show or playing some video games. They just want to rest and do that. So many guys have said that to me, and every time when I say this upcoming sentence, they realize how wrong they were, and I literally just say to them, do you really think that your brain is resting when you play video games? Do you really think if we were able to, like, you know, do some kind of scan on your brain, it would just be perfectly still when you play games? Honestly? And then straight away, they're like, oh yeah, fair enough. And yeah, video games, TV shows, all of that shit is hyper stimulating. It doesn't help you rest. It does the exact opposite. This is why, like, for most guys, when they say, oh, I just can't sleep early, I can't go to sleep at 10 p.m. I am 100% certain, up until proven otherwise, that the reason why they say this is because they're literally just stimulating themselves at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. and saying, oh, well, but I'm not tired, I'm not sleepy. You've got like fucking blue light all on your phone right now. Like, oh, but I'm not sleepy. I'll go to bed when I'm sleepy. No, you'll be sleepy when you go off your computer. You'll be sleepy when you literally turn off this shit. Bro, our parents were right all this time, honestly. My mom knew this shit back like before there was ever any research on this, and I thought that she was being silly and over dramatic, and now I've become like my mom saying like to young guys, like, you're better than playing video games for this many hours. Because the thing is, there's some guys watching this right now who may have skipped it because they're Jeffreys and they don't have humility. But there's some guys, maybe if you're just that kind of guy who you don't play video games, you're not a Jeffrey anymore, and you're thinking like, oh, this advice is for someone else, I'm not like this anymore. But there's probably still something that you can improve on, isn't there? You should never be easy on yourself. You should literally think to yourself, okay, there's still some bullshit that I'm doing at like 8 p.m. that's still making me stimulated. Because bro, if you see a comment or a message from someone at 8 p.m., I guarantee your brain is more stimulated for the next half an hour. So if you're seeing it at 9 p.m. just before you're about to get ready for bed, and some prick sends you a message which, like, you know, triggers you emotionally, your friend says like, oh, they can't come to the workout tomorrow, or someone messages you, have you done the thing, and then you can't sleep. people follow my advice, they don't ever go back to porn and masturbation. When people follow some dickhead YouTuber's advice, they're constantly commenting, oh guys, I only got to day 3. Because when you're counting these days and like grabbing a knife and like etching it into your wall, like, oh, I'm almost on day 90, I can start to levitate or some shit. David Goggins, you think David Goggins is sat there like, oh, what if I'm overtraining? How many sets have I done today? Because after 25 sets, the recovery is shut the fuck. No one, he's not thinking that. You think that any of these like fucking hard, disciplined guys are tracking their sleep, thinking like, oh, well, I've only got 53 minutes of REM sleep. I should probably take the day off work today. Oh, they fuck. Is Andrew Tate waking up, looking at his fucking sleep stats and saying like, oh, well, I'll just have an easy day today. Like, fuck that. But if your rest score is less than 73 in this health tracker, then you should just take the day off. It affects people like us who are on our way to becoming more like Adonis, more like these alpha males. But those guys who are already at the top, they don't give a fuck about this. Like, maximum 17 sets per workout. Otherwise, shut the fuck up, bro. Honestly. Yeah, sure. You don't want to injure yourself. Fine. Absolutely. Make sure you've got good form with everything you do. You don't want to be a dickhead and go lift with some shit form and then get hurt, obviously. But that's, some dickheads are going to watch it. Oh, no. Having a glass of wine every day at dinner is not being me. Just shut the fuck up, bro. Wine is the biggest fucking cope that I see of these people all the time, man. All biggest fucking cope. Like, as I see intellectual people always saying, oh, one glass of wine. Sometimes I have 2. Like, shut up. Just shut up and go for a run, bro. Uh-oh, Jeffrey's getting horny. You know what that means. Nah, Jeffrey doesn't go on Pornhub. He's too far gone for that basic. Remember that Latina maid video where the guy just keeps handing her money to undress? Yeah, let me spend 30 minutes trying to find that one particular video and it end up being in 360p. But I'd just scroll on Reddit as always. And it's almost like I knew what I was searching for. I knew what I was scrolling for, hoping to see. But I didn't want to like consciously admit it. And you'd keep scrolling, I'm just looking at memes. I'm just, oh, ass. I mean, you can click on it, oh, look. And I'm like just pretty much dry humping the bed sheets and shit. And like essentially acting like I'm not doing the thing that I'm doing. Okay, I can be the little loser who like touches himself at home and like, busts a nut at home. Or I can literally just save up for the girls that I go and meet outside. And I was like, that just got me like way more motivated for it. I got into this idea of, okay, I want to have like a full on like massive load, bro. Massive load when I like bust with a girl. And so I just stopped touching myself. End of side note. But if you're gonna start you've never been given sex education from a slut. That's weird, isn't it? You've never been given sex education from a slut. You've been given sex education from like the 60-year-old woman who comes into your school. She's had sex like 3 times or once in the last year when her husband's behaved and done all of his chores like a mule. She gives like duty sex to her husband once a year or some bullshit for his birthday. You need to be given sex education from like an actual person who And one of the things that I was never taught in school, in the sex education class or even like Reddit or anything, is how to actually find the right condom size. And once you do, it's like all of the excuses you have to use one go away. You'd happily use one. The reason why we as guys don't is because it's just kind of like, it's a boner kill, and psychologically it's just kind of, it's off-put. I've got to f around with the packaging, stick it on and stuff. And 2, it's like a physical thing of like, it doesn't feel as good. When you find your right size, both of those problems get reversed. You become the guy who's like, it's completely fast and normal for you to put one on. It fully changes your mental state when you're actually having casual sex with girls, because you don't feel like you're at risk anymore. Kind of off track. If you want to find out your condom size, literally just like Google it. It's like there's guides and everything. How to find out my condom size. You'll find out like the nominal width and buy the right size. My size is 60 mm in the nominal width. So you can like go online and see what that is. It's too big for Sam. That sounded way more gay than it had to be. Do I have to explain everything? Oh, 60 mm, boys. You'll find it in the extra large department. So I'm smelling some like peng food when I'm fasting. I almost envision like very slightly like fighting that person for that food. Like it's a very primal thing when you fasted. And a lot of guys, oh no, I lift weights for me. Shut the fuck up, bro. Okay, you're a dumbass who don't even like have the level of awareness to know that you have like subconscious motivations. Of course you do, you dumbass. You never wanted to fucking level up in Call of Duty. You never cared. Like we evolutionarily don't care about prestiging in a fucking video game due to like, how do you actually start eating healthier? No one actually gives you good advice on that. People will tell you, oh, well, eat fruits and vegetables.